Top 3 spices to instantly cleanse your kidneys and flush out toxins fast. Your kidneys filter about 50 gallons of blood every single day, removing toxins from everything you eat, drink, and breathe. But when those filters get overwhelmed, waste backs up in your bloodstream. The result is brain fog, swollen ankles, constant fatigue, and waking up multiple times at night just to use the bathroom. Over 37 million Americans are living with some form of kidney damage right now, and most don't even know it yet. What if 3 simple spices sitting in your kitchen could help turn this around? These aren't expensive supplements or complicated treatments. They're backed by recent medical research showing that they can help your kidneys filter better, reduce inflammation, and flush out toxins that have been building up for months. But if you skip the one habit I reveal at the end, even these powerful spices won't give you the results you need. So watch closely and don't skip anything. The first spice might surprise you because most people only think of it as something sweet for their morning coffee or oatmeal. But researchers have discovered it does something far more powerful for your kidneys. I'm talking about Ceylon cinnamon, and it works like a shield, protecting the tiny filters inside your kidneys from damage. Here's what happens inside your body. Your kidneys contain millions of microscopic filters called nephrons that clean your blood every single day. When toxins, high blood sugar, or inflammation attack these filters, they start breaking down. Free radicals are unstable molecules that damage kidney tissue over time. Ceylon cinnamon contains compounds called cinnamaldehyde and cinnamic acid that neutralize these free radicals before they can cause harm. A 2023 study published in Frontiers in Pharmacology found that these bioactive compounds directly reduce oxidative stress in kidney cells. The National Kidney Foundation even lists cinnamon as one of their recommended seasonings for protecting kidney health. Think of it like applying a protective coating to something valuable. The cinnamon compounds wrap around your kidney cells and stop the inflammatory signals that would otherwise tear them apart. If you have diabetes or pre-diabetes, this becomes even more critical. High blood sugar puts enormous stress on your kidneys because they have to work overtime filtering excess glucose. Ceylon cinnamon helps stabilize blood sugar levels after meals, which means your kidneys face less strain throughout the day. Studies show it can reduce the spike in blood sugar by helping your cells absorb glucose more efficiently, instead of leaving it floating in your bloodstream. This glucose-regulating effect is particularly important because sustained high blood sugar levels cause what's known as glycation, a process where sugar molecules attach to proteins in your kidney tissues and cause them to become stiff and damaged. The protective mechanism of Ceylon cinnamon goes even deeper. It activates certain pathways in your cells that enhance their natural defense systems. When your kidney cells are under attack from oxidative stress, they produce their own protective enzymes like superoxide dismutase and catalase. Ceylon cinnamon amplifies this natural defense response, essentially training your kidney cells to protect themselves more effectively. Now, here's the part most people get wrong. Not all cinnamon is created equal. Walk into any grocery store, and you'll mostly find cassia cinnamon on the shelves. It's cheaper and more common, but it contains high levels of coumarin, a compound that can actually harm your liver and kidneys when consumed regularly. Ceylon cinnamon, sometimes called true cinnamon, has significantly lower coumarin levels and is much safer for daily use. You can identify Ceylon cinnamon by its lighter tan color and thinner, more delicate bark layers. Cassia cinnamon tends to be darker reddish-brown with thicker, harder bark. While cassia might be acceptable in occasional small amounts, if you're using cinnamon daily for kidney health, Ceylon is the only safe choice. You only need about half a teaspoon to 1 teaspoon per day to see benefits. Add it to your morning coffee, stir it into oatmeal, sprinkle it on Greek yogurt, or blend it into a smoothie. You can even steep a cinnamon stick in hot water for 10 minutes to make a simple kidney-supporting tea. The key is consistency, not massive doses. For maximum absorption and effectiveness, consider pairing Ceylon cinnamon with a small amount of healthy fat like coconut oil or with black pepper. Both of these enhance the bioavailability of cinnamon's active compounds, meaning your body can absorb and utilize them more effectively. Some people add a cinnamon stick to their morning tea, along with a slice of fresh ginger for an even more powerful kidney protective combination. But here's what cinnamon can't do on its own. While it protects your kidney filters from damage, it doesn't actively help flush out the toxins that are already sitting in your system. Your kidneys need something that increases the flow of waste out of your body. That's where the second spice comes in, and it works in a completely different way that most people never connect to kidney health. Your kidneys need something that gently increases urine production so waste can actually leave your body instead of circulating back through your bloodstream. The second spice does exactly that, and most people only think of it as a garnish they push to the side of their plate. What I'm talking about is fresh parsley, and it works as a natural diuretic without the harsh side effects of prescription water pills. A diuretic is simply something that helps your body produce more urine, which is how your kidneys eliminate the waste they've filtered from your blood. When urine output increases in a healthy way, toxins that have been sitting in your system finally get flushed out. Pharmaceutical diuretics can be harsh, depleting essential minerals like potassium and magnesium while forcing your kidneys to work harder. Parsley offers a gentler alternative that works with your body's natural processes. Parsley contains powerful plant compounds called flavonoids, along with high levels of vitamin C. These nutrients boost the antioxidant capacity inside your kidney cells, which means they can handle more stress without breaking down. A comprehensive review published in December 2024 in Frontiers in Medicine analyzed multiple studies on parsley's effects on kidney function. Researchers from the University of Jeddah and international teams found that parsley improved renal biomarkers, which are the measurements doctors use to assess how well your kidneys are working. It also decreased oxidative stress and lowered inflammation markers in people experiencing kidney stress. The specific compounds in parsley that drive these benefits include apigenin and myristicin, two flavonoids that have been studied extensively for their protective effects on kidney tissue. Apigenin helps reduce inflammation by blocking certain enzymes that trigger inflammatory pathways. Myristicin acts as a natural diuretic by increasing sodium excretion, which in turn promotes increased urine production and toxin elimination. Think about what happens when a drain gets clogged in your home. Water backs up and creates problems throughout the system. Your kidneys work the same way. When toxins cannot move out efficiently, they create inflammation and pressure that damages the delicate filtering structures. Parsley helps open that drain by gently stimulating your kidneys to produce more urine without forcing them to work harder than they should. The vitamin K content in parsley also plays an important role in kidney health, though this is less commonly discussed. Vitamin K helps regulate calcium metabolism, ensuring that calcium is deposited in your bones where it belongs rather than accumulating in your kidney tissues where it can cause calcification and damage. This is particularly important for people at risk of kidney stones or vascular calcification. Now, let's talk about how to actually use parsley in your daily routine. Fresh parsley works better than dried because it contains higher levels of active compounds that help cleanse your kidneys naturally. You can chop it finely and add it to salads, soups, or scrambled eggs. Some people blend a small handful into their morning smoothie along with cucumber and lemon for an extra kidney boost. Another simple method is making parsley tea by steeping about 2 tablespoons of fresh leaves in hot water for 10 minutes. To make the tea even more effective, crush the fresh parsley leaves slightly before steeping to release more of the beneficial oils and compounds. You can add a squeeze of fresh lemon juice to enhance both the flavor and the kidney cleansing properties. The recommended amount is 2 tablespoons of fresh parsley daily, or you can drink parsley tea 2 to 3 times per week. Start with smaller amounts if you're not used to it, and see how your body responds. Most people notice they're urinating more frequently within a few hours, which is exactly what you want when you're trying to flush toxins. However, there are 2 important cautions to keep in mind. Parsley contains natural compounds called oxalates, which in very high amounts can contribute to kidney stone formation in people who are already prone to them. If you have a history of kidney stones, stick to culinary amounts and avoid drinking large quantities of concentrated parsley juice. The second caution applies to pregnancy. Parsley in large therapeutic doses can stimulate uterine contractions. So, pregnant women should only use small amounts for flavoring food and avoid medicinal doses or concentrated teas. This doesn't mean you need to eliminate parsley entirely during pregnancy. Just keep it to the small amounts you'd normally use in cooking. Even with parsley helping to flush toxins and cinnamon protecting your filters, there's still one critical piece missing. Your kidneys can only work as well as the blood flow they receive. If circulation to your kidneys is sluggish, even the best spices cannot deliver their benefits where they're needed most. That's where the third spice becomes essential. The last member of our spice list might sound unusual for kidney health, but it does something remarkable to your blood vessels. I'm talking about cayenne pepper, and the active compound inside it called capsaicin is what gives it both the heat and the healing power. Capsaicin triggers a process called vasodilation, which means it causes your blood vessels to widen and relax. When the tiny blood vessels inside your kidneys open up more, blood flows through them more easily, delivering everything your kidney cells need to stay healthy and work efficiently. A review published in January 2024 in the journal Nutrients examined research from teams across Europe and the United States on capsaicin's effects on kidney function. The findings showed that capsaicin improves renal blood flow, reduces inflammation in kidney tissue, and helps protect against damage in laboratory studies. Think of your kidneys' blood vessels like garden hoses. When they're crimped or narrowed, water barely trickles through. Cayenne pepper helps widen your blood vessels so blood can rush through freely, supporting better circulation and faster toxin flushing from your kidneys. The mechanism behind this vasodilation is fascinating. Capsaicin stimulates the release of nitric oxide, a molecule that signals blood vessel walls to relax and expand. This same compound is why certain heart medications work, but cayenne provides a natural way to enhance nitric oxide production. Improved blood flow means your kidneys receive more oxygen, more nutrients, and can eliminate waste products more efficiently. Beyond improving circulation, capsaicin also works as a powerful antioxidant inside your kidneys. Remember those free radicals we talked about earlier that damage kidney cells? Capsaicin neutralizes them before they can cause lasting harm. Even more interesting, early laboratory research suggests it may help slow down kidney fibrosis, which is the scarring and stiffening of kidney tissue that happens when damage accumulates over time. Fibrosis is one of the main reasons kidney function declines as people age or deal with chronic health conditions. When kidney tissue becomes scarred, it loses its flexibility and filtering capacity. The antifibrotic properties of capsaicin work by reducing the activation of certain cells called myofibroblasts that produce excess collagen and scar tissue in damaged kidneys. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Spicy food can be hard on your stomach, and you're worried about burning sensations or digestive upset. The good news is you don't need massive amounts to get the kidney benefits. Start with just a small pinch, about 1/8 teaspoon, sprinkled into your food once daily. You can add it to scrambled eggs, mix it into soups or chili, stir it into a vegetable stir-fry, or even blend a tiny amount into a smoothie where other flavors help mask the heat. As your tolerance builds over time, you can gradually work up to about 1/4 teaspoon per day. Some people prefer Cayenne capsules if they really cannot handle any spice at all, but whole food sources tend to work better because they include other beneficial plant compounds beyond just the capsaicin. Always take it with food to protect your stomach lining. The best time to consume Cayenne is with a meal that contains some healthy fats, as capsaicin is fat-soluble and will be better absorbed when eaten with oils or fats. This is why adding a small amount of cayenne to dishes cooked with olive oil or coconut oil works particularly well. There are 2 important warnings you need to know about. First, if you have a sensitive digestive system, acid reflux, or any stomach ulcers, cayenne can make those conditions worse. Start extremely small or skip it entirely if you experience burning or discomfort. Second, if you have chronic kidney disease that's already advanced, always check with your healthcare provider before adding cayenne regularly because your situation may require more specific guidance. You now have all 3 spices working together like a team. Cinnamon protects your filters, parsley flushes the toxins, and cayenne keeps blood flowing so everything works smoothly. But here's something most people completely miss. These spices can only do their job if you're giving your body the one thing it absolutely needs to carry out waste. Without this critical element, even the most powerful kidney-supporting foods will fail. That critical element is water. And most people drastically underestimate how much their kidneys actually need to function properly. Your kidneys can't flush out toxins through dry filters. When you add cinnamon to protect your kidney cells, parsley to stimulate waste removal, and cayenne to improve blood flow, all 3 depend on having enough water moving through your system to carry those toxins out through your urine. Think about trying to rinse soap off your hands with just a few drops of water. It doesn't work because you need a steady flow to wash everything away. Your kidneys operate exactly the same way. They filter waste from your blood, but without adequate water volume, those toxins just sit in your bladder or get reabsorbed back into your bloodstream instead of leaving your body entirely. The specific target most kidney specialists recommend is drinking about half your body weight in ounces of water daily. If you weigh 160 pounds, that means roughly 80 ounces throughout the day. This isn't about chugging massive amounts all at once, which can actually dilute important electrolytes like sodium and potassium that your body needs for proper nerve and muscle function. Instead, spread your water intake across the entire day by sipping consistently. Here's a timing strategy that works remarkably well for kidney support. Drink 1 full glass of water about 30 minutes before each meal. This prepares your kidneys for the incoming workload of processing whatever you're about to eat. Then continue sipping between meals rather than gulping large amounts right before bed, which just disrupts your sleep with frequent bathroom trips without giving your kidneys the steady hydration they need during active daytime hours. You can enhance plain water by adding fresh lemon slices, cucumber, or a few sprigs of mint. These additions provide extra antioxidants that support kidney health while making water more enjoyable to drink throughout the day. The natural vitamin C from lemon helps protect kidney tissue, and cucumber adds trace minerals that support the fluid balance your kidneys work hard to maintain. Now, here's the part that surprises most people. You can drink the perfect amount of water, add all 3 kidney-supporting spices to your meals, and still sabotage everything with certain foods that silently stress your kidneys every single day. Some of these foods are things you probably consider healthy right now. The first major culprit is excessive sodium, and it hides in places you wouldn't expect. Most Americans consume over 3,400 milligrams of sodium daily, when kidneys function best with less than 2,300 milligrams. Processed foods like canned soups, deli meats, frozen dinners, and restaurant meals pack enormous amounts of salt that force your kidneys to work overtime. When sodium levels stay high in your bloodstream, your body holds on to extra water to dilute it, which creates swelling in your ankles and puts massive pressure on those delicate kidney filters we talked about earlier. Your blood pressure rises because your heart has to push harder to move all that extra fluid through narrowed, stiff blood vessels. Over time, this constant pressure damages the tiny capillaries inside your kidneys where filtration actually happens. The simple swap is choosing fresh herbs like rosemary, thyme, or basil to flavor your food instead of reaching for the salt shaker. Read labels carefully and avoid anything with more than 400 milligrams of sodium per serving. The second saboteur surprises most people because many of these foods are considered healthy. Foods high in oxalates, when eaten in excessive amounts, can form crystals that stress your kidneys. Spinach, almonds, beets, and dark chocolate all contain oxalates. Now, before you panic, small to moderate amounts are usually fine for most people. The problem happens when someone decides to drink giant green smoothies packed with spinach twice daily, or snack on almonds throughout the entire day without any balance. Your kidneys have to process and eliminate these oxalates, and when there's too much coming in, some people develop painful crystals or stones. This becomes especially important if you're already prone to kidney stones or have reduced kidney function. The practical approach is rotating your greens instead of eating spinach every single day. Choose romaine, arugula, or kale some days. Enjoy almonds in small portions rather than eating handfuls mindlessly while watching television. The third silent attacker is added sugar, and it creates damage through a completely different pathway. When you consume foods loaded with added sugars like sodas, sweetened coffee drinks, pastries, or candy, your blood glucose spikes rapidly. These repeated sugar surges create oxidative stress inside your kidney cells, which is the same type of damage that free radicals cause. Your kidneys also have to filter out excess glucose, which exhausts them over time and accelerates the breakdown of those precious filtering units. High sugar intake is directly linked to inflammation throughout your entire body, and your kidneys suffer greatly from chronic inflammation. The swap here is reaching for fresh fruit when you want something sweet. Berries, apples, and oranges contain natural sugars, along with fiber that slows absorption and doesn't create the same damaging spike. Replace sugary drinks with water infused with fruit or unsweetened herbal teas. You're now protecting your kidneys with 3 powerful spices, staying properly hydrated and avoiding foods that work against you. But there's one daily habit that takes everything we've covered and multiplies its effectiveness several times over. Most people completely overlook this simple action. That overlooked habit is gentle daily movement, and it works by improving the overall circulation that delivers blood to your kidneys in the first place. When you sit for hours without moving, blood flow throughout your entire body slows down significantly. Your kidneys receive less fresh blood to filter, which means toxins accumulate faster and waste removal becomes sluggish, no matter how many kidney-supporting spices you're consuming. Even just 10 to 15 minutes of light activity changes everything. Walking around your neighborhood after dinner, doing simple stretches in your living room, or standing up and moving every hour during the day keeps blood flowing steadily to your kidneys. This consistent circulation ensures that the beneficial compounds from cinnamon, parsley, and cayenne actually reach your kidney tissue instead of sitting unused in your digestive system. The beauty of this approach is that intensity doesn't matter nearly as much as consistency does. You don't need to run marathons or spend hours at the gym. A short walk after each meal naturally helps regulate blood sugar, which reduces the stress on your kidneys from glucose spikes. Light stretching before bed promotes relaxation and encourages better blood flow during sleep when your body does most of its repair work. Some people find it helpful to set a timer on their phone that reminds them to stand up and move for just 2 minutes every single hour. Others prefer taking a longer 15-minute walk first thing in the morning to jumpstart circulation for the entire day. The key is finding what fits naturally into your schedule, so you'll actually stick with it long term, rather than doing something intense for 3 days and then giving up completely. When your circulation improves through regular gentle movement, your kidneys filter more efficiently, eliminate toxins faster, and stay healthier over time. This simple habit multiplies the effectiveness of everything else you're doing